We have a mutual friend, Miss Cutler. I came to inquire about her well-being." "I really can't talk now. Please move on," Mirabel said in a low voice. She could feel Lillian's curious gaze boring into the back of her head. "I'm in no hurry. I'll wait until you've finished here." Jack tipped his hat to Lillian, treating her to his most disarming smile. Mirabel shot a sideways glance at her, and saw that the older woman was blushing. "Have you no shame?" she murmured, trying not to laugh. "None at all." Jack stood aside as an elderly man sidled up to the counter, clutching a tin mug. "You have a customer, Miss Cutler." He strolled off to sit at a table on the far side of the room. Mirabel's hand shook as she served the soup. She was at a loss to understand why the sudden appearance of a man she barely knew could have such an effect on her. But she found her eyes drawn to him whenever there was a momentary lull. She forced herself to concentrate, breathing a sigh of relief when the session ended. "Your friend is still here," Lillian said, jerking her head in Jack's direction. "I don't think he's the type of gentleman you ought to be associating with, Mirabel, if you know what I mean." "No, I don't think I do, Mrs. Marjoribanks." Lillian sucked in her cheeks and pursed her lips. "I believe he associates with fallen women. I'll say no more, but be careful, my dear." "Thank you, Ma'am. I'll bear that in mind." Mirabel hurried over to the table where Jack was waiting for her. He was slouched in a chair with his feet up, and his hat pushed to the back of his head at a rakish angle. "I've just been warned against you," she said, perching on a wooden bench opposite him. "Mrs. Marjoribanks seems to think that I shouldn't associate with someone like you." "And she's probably right, in general, but I can assure you that you're quite safe with me." "Oh." She struggled to think of a suitable response, but the mocking gleam in his eyes made it difficult to think of a suitable reply, and for once she was at a loss for words. "I was concerned about Bodger's sister, and I wondered how you were managing." "It's difficult," she admitted reluctantly. "I came here hoping to see Mrs. Hamilton. I thought she might be able to give me some advice." "I don't see what Adela could do to help." "I thought perhaps she'd know of a charitable institution that would look after Gertie until she's well again. I don't think she's sick enough to go to hospital, but she mustn't go back to that awful room in Black Dog Alley." "Now there I agree with you, and I think I might be able to help." "You do?" "Don't look so surprised. I'm not all bad. What state is Gertie in now? Could she be moved?" "I dosed her with laudanum, so she should still be asleep, but I must get back before she wakes. She might be scared and call out for me, and that would ruin everything." "You haven't told your parents about her, then?" "Good heavens, no. Pa might be all right with it, but my stepmother would be furious. I really should be going." "I'll accompany you." Seized by a feeling of panic at the thought of how Ernestine would react to a visit from Captain Jack Starke, Mirabel shook her head. "No, you won't. I mean, thank you, but that would only make things worse. Heaven knows what would happen if you were seen with me." "My reputation must have gone ahead of me," he said with a wry smile. "But you need to remove Gertie from your house and find her a safe haven where she'll be nursed back to health. Am I right?" "Yes, of course." "Then I'll help you, but I'd best leave it until late this evening. I'll come when the servants have gone to bed and move Gertie to a place of safety. Do you agree?" "I suppose so," she said doubtfully. "But where will you take her?" "You'll have to trust me. But I do know some kind-hearted people who wouldn't turn her away. I suppose I owe it to Bosun Tinker to look after his little sister." "You are a strange man," Mirabel said, rising to her feet. "I never know whether you're serious or if you're laughing at me." He slid his feet to the ground and stood up. "I'm deadly serious at this moment, Miss Cutler. If you look out of your window at midnight, you'll see me loitering beneath the street lamp. And if I'm seen, people will simply assume that you have an admirer. Does that bother you?" "My stepmother would provide you with a ladder if she thought I was about to elope. She's already threatened to marry me off to anyone who'll have me." "She sounds like a lovely lady. I can't wait to make her acquaintance." He tipped his hat. "Until tonight, Miss Cutler." "Thank you, Captain Starke. I'm truly grateful." "That's quite all right, Miss Cutler. But in the circumstances, I think we could drop the formalities. You may call me Jack if I'm allowed to call you Mirabel."